Nico Carey struggled in qualifying with a humongous crash in Q1, which ended up putting him to the back of the grid for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton had a fantastic qualifying, as well as Sebastian Vettel, but Valtteri Bottas only managing 4th position, staring at the back of that Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel. But again, Nico Carey will start from the back of the grid in last place for the Hungarian Grand Prix, the last race before the summer break and the last race before F1 2017 comes out, and we move over to that game. It's coming out in a few days. It's looking absolutely fantastic, if I do say so. But Nico Carey has got his work out for him, and it's supposed to be Pierre Gasly who will be coming back to Formula 1 in replacing Nico Carey. We are on waiting for the lights. We have 5 lights on, and we are underway. Lewis Hamilton gets a little bit better start than Sebastian Vettel. He seemed to move a little bit quicker, maybe a few tenths of a second quicker than Sebastian Vettel, but it seems to be everyone at the front at least is going line astern. Not too many places changed. You've got Red Bull and Ferrari of, I think that's Daniel Ricciardo, having a look at Sebastian Vettel, but nothing changes out front. Valtteri Bottas does stay in P4. Kimi Räikkönen behind Max Verstappen, but at the back we see Nico Carey's already made up 3 positions, and he's actually looking at Nico Hülkenberg at the moment, and he's looking at Julian Palmer, who is going to be going side by side, and he actually goes off the track, so Nico Carey is going to take that position off of Julian Palmer. We've got the 2 Williams, followed by I think that was a Haas or a McLaren, I can't really remember, but nonetheless we've got Nico Carey, who is behind Kevin Magnussen. He's going to have a look into the chicane, and Nico Carey has got his elbows out, going from P20 all the way up to P14, not even at the end of the lap, so he's making great progress. But we are on lap 2 now. We're chasing Stoffel Van Dorn, who's up holding P13, and we're actually making a meal of all these cars at the back who are struggling in these mixed conditions. The track temperature's kind of higher, but it's really cloudy, so there's not that much temperature going into the tyres as we go past Carlos Sainz round the sweeping right-hander. Gosh. We're coming up to Romain Grosjean now on lap 6, so this race is flying by. There's nothing really happening in between these overtakes, just for the pure fact that it's very difficult to overtake it. It's very difficult to get a move off. As Nico Carey shows, he's just going to barge straight through the Haas of Romain Grosjean, putting 1 tyre on the grass, if not 2, just to try and make the position. But lap 7, the race leader Lewis Hamilton does come into the pit lane, followed by a Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel and Daniel Ricciardo. So nothing at all has actually really changed out in front at the moment. It's very, very difficult, but we do have Valtteri Bottas coming into the pit lane for a change of tyres. He's going onto the soft tyres. Kimi Räikkönen pulls in just ahead of him, so Kimi Räikkönen's in and now back out. There's the Williams up in the background, most likely Lance Stroll, who is going to be coming into the pit lane again for the soft tyres. We've got Max Verstappen just behind Kimi Räikkönen. We're going to see where Valtteri Bottas does fills out, and that's Daniel Ricciardo. So it looks like the overcut for Valtteri Bottas has actually worked. So that means that Valtteri Bottas is now ahead of Daniel Ricciardo in a potential P3. We've got Fernando Alonso, Romain Grosjean having a little bit of a cheeky battle. We've got the Toro Rosso, I think of Carlos Sainz, that is, behind following these 2 round. So Carlos Sainz not being able to get past the Haas or the McLaren as Nico Carey did. But Fernando Alonso is going to keep him there. He's not going to let him go through by any means. But coming down to the start-finish straight on lap 11, Fernando Alonso is going to have no answer to his fellow Spanish driver Carlos Sainz. He's going to fly past him as that Honda still has some underlying issues in terms of the pure performance pace. But next lap, we got Fernando Alonso couldn't get past Carlos Sainz through the medium speed corners, but he now got trouble as he's got a Haas coming up his gearbox, and the Haas is making so much gains down, I guess you could consider it a back straight, and Fernando Alonso ain't going to let him go. He's going to do what he can, keep his elbows out, but the Haas does have the inside line for this corner, which will again put Fernando Alonso on the outside, and he's going to come under threat from his teammate Stoffel Van Dorn, who's literally right behind him, and Kevin Magnussen not too far behind from there. But now on lap 12, we've got Nico Carey having a go at Max Verstappen. So Carey has made a fantastic job getting up the field as P7. That's not bad considering he was in last place. So P7 on lap 12. That's a fantastic job by Nico Carey. But lap 14, we've got both of the McLarens now in close proximity, and Stoffel Van Dorn is going to absolutely fly past his teammate. So it must be that Fernando Alonso does have an issue with his car, because if the McLaren can fly past like that, then something is wrong. And obviously Kevin Magnussen also does go round, so Kevin Magnussen gets past Fernando Alonso. Now Fernando Alonso is now falling into the clutches of both of the Saubers, a Force India and potentially a Renault. So Fernando Alonso's race was going from alright all the way to really, really bad. So that's Pascal Wehrlein through on Fernando Alonso, Marcus Ericsson just behind him. So Fernando Alonso in a Sauber sandwich. And moving on to the next lap, lap 16 of 18, you can see Marcus Ericsson now is also going for the move. The Force India is going to have a little bit of a look, maybe a bit hesitant, as you don't really want to make a mistake this late into the race. But Fernando Alonso obviously struggling very well, but on the penultimate corner of the last lap, Lewis Hamilton comes across to win the Hungarian Grand Prix yet again. Hamilton is absolutely fantastic around this Grand Prix. So Hamilton going into the summer break with the last win out of all the Formula 1 drivers. Nico Carey finishing P6 in the end after maintaining that position from Max Verstappen. So Nico Carey did a fantastic job. He's actually run out of fuel coming across the start-finish line. That could have been really bad if he didn't manage it a little bit better. But nonetheless, Nico Carey making a lot of positions. A P6 for him is obviously a very, very good job for the Finnish driver. What a good way to end his season, I guess, unless he comes back instead of Pierre Gasly. But we'll have to wait and see what he does there. But great job by Lewis Hamilton to come first around this track. He is just sublime. Valtteri Bottas obviously getting past Daniel Ricciardo in the pit stop phases, which means it's the Mercedes 1-3 with Sebastian Vettel slap bang in the middle. But this man, Kimi Räikkönen, who was leading the championship coming into this race, he still leads it by not as much of a margin as he would want to. But he's still in the lead going into the summer break. The Mercedes are fast approaching in the constructors as well. It's not that great for Ferrari. They're not being able to get constant podiums as they were at the beginning of the season. As you can see, Mercedes have overtaken them in the constructors. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. Looking forward to F1 2017. I know I am. And until then, until the next video, I'll see you then. Goodbye.